Order. Question number 3, Sarah Dowie.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What reports has he received on risks in the global economy and the potential implications for New Zealand?
Good question.
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, as members will be aware, on Friday the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. This has created some uncertainty in financial markets, particularly currency markets. Also, share markets fell, particularly in the UK, Europe and Japan. Government bond yields fell to low levels and oil prices fell. While substantial, these market movements have been orderly so far, although financial market volatility is expected to continue in the short term at least and may have some impact on New Zealand. We've already, for instance, seen the New Zealand dollar rise against the pound but fall against the US dollar.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Sarah Dowie.
To the Minister, how well placed is New Zealand to deal with international uncertainty?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, global economic uncertainty is pretty much the norm these days, whether it be due to the exit of Britain, alongside the uncertainty about the outlook for the management of credit in China, or the timing of interest rate rises in the US, or the forward track for dairy prices. In New Zealand, though, New Zealand businesses, particularly our exporters, were forced to become more competitive when the exchange rate was 88 cents US, and they are now reaping rewards despite global uncertainty. We're seeing New Zealand companies with the confidence to continue to grow and invest, knowing that they are able to adapt and respond to the international economy as it changes. We are an open and confident country, and our businesses back themselves on the world stage.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Sarah Dowie.
How is the government's program of economic reform supporting the resilience of the New Zealand economy?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the government approach is not to respond to every shock. As I've outlined, there's any number of sources of economic stability, although we'll be pragmatic if the impact of those shocks are major. However, we do work to support the resilience of the economy through responsible fiscal management, continuing independent monetary policy, sustained investment by government in infrastructure and in skills, and the business growth agenda, which is focusing on supporting businesses to invest, to grow and to diversify.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Sarah Dowie.
How does our economic resilience compare internationally?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, there's any number of measures that can be used for our ability to withstand further destabilising in the global economy if that's what occurs. But among those countries that have, Treasury have collated a list of which countries have a broadly balanced budget, net government debt less than 40% of GDP, economic growth greater than 1.5%, and scope to further reduce interest rates. These are all criteria that New Zealand meets and only 3 other OECD countries, that is Australia, Iceland and South Korea. So by these measures, we're in as good a position as most developed countries to withstand any destabilisation in the world economy.
Question number